Café and Networking Podcast promotes entrepreneurs, startups, authors, business experts throughout the world. Available on all major podcast platforms. I'm Tom Reaoch, an American known as the King of Networking, connecting people and speaking from my studio in Vinhedo, São Paulo, Brazil. And today we talk with Jane Ferré, and she's joining us from Staines-upon-Thames in England. Jane is an executive career coach at Jane Ferré Coaching, guiding high-potential senior leaders to navigate the hidden job market and secure their dream role. Jane, you've had over 20 years of experience in senior HR roles. Post-pandemic is a whole new world. How do you guide clients in identifying personal values and target markets?
Well, hi, Tom. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. This has been a mission to get us together. So thank you for your patience. I think the thing for me with the people that I work with is they've generally been in a role for quite a long time. And it's one of those things where it's like, how the hell did they end up here? And actually what's really important to me. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I take my clients almost back to basics, and I work with them on an exercise where we just think about what's your personal values, what's really important to you now, because sometimes they've never done that exercise in the past. Right. And other times they've done that exercise, but it's been 5, 10, 15 years ago. Mm. And your values do change based on things that have happened to you in your life, both good and bad, so whether you've got married, you've had children, you've changed countries, you've relocated, you might have experienced, some illness, disability, anything, but your values do change. The question is, what is important to you right now? That's the first thing.
And the right now is now, actually, right?
Yeah, it's right now. And it's a snapshot in time. So it doesn't matter if, they probably will change again in 5 years' time. Mm-hmm. What's important to you will change, because we change as life grows. But that is the foundation for a successful job search, because you have to figure out what is important to you right now. Mm-hmm. That's the step one. The next bit is, what do you bring to the party? So then we figure out, okay, so where have you been successful in the past? And from thinking about where you've been successful, where have you really excelled in yourself? So where were you operating in that zone of genius? Because you might have done a fantastic job on a particular project, but hated every minute of it.
Right.
It's like, you don't want to be doing that kind of job again, right? You want to be in a role that's feeding your values, because your values need to be fed and nourished, and doing something where you're excelling, where you're operating in that zone of genius, doing what you do best every day. And then we're figuring out, so what's the type of organization that you want to work for? Mm-hmm. So what are the values of the organization? Because if your values and their values don't match, it's not going to work. You're not going to be happy. They're not going to be happy. You're going to be in the same position in a couple of years' time. So it's almost like we start from there. And then we figure out, right, so where do you now target your job search? Because if you're a senior leader, you're not applying for jobs on LinkedIn or on a job board. Your job is going to come to you through your network.
That's true. You need to be found.
You need to be found, but you need to get clear about what it is you're going to do for somebody. Mm-hmm. So it's like marketing 101, right? You're the product now. Right. You need to, it's like, who is your target market?
Right.
And what's the features and benefits of hiring you? If you want to put it in sales and marketing speak, you need to figure that out. And that is your message when you're out networking, when you're at an event, when you're, having coffee with someone, because having coffee with someone is being in an interview, right?
That's true. But that's true.
You need to get that right first, right? You can't go in there.
That's the name of the podcast, Café and Networking. That's where it is.
It's like, you can't. I was talking with a friend yesterday. We were saying, it's not about the all-you-can-eat buffet at Vegas, right? It's no one really wants that, right? Because that is just an overwhelming choice, and you end up with a plate that's like a real smorgasbord of nothingness, right? What you want is, you want sushi, or you want a steak, or you want a poke bowl, or you want just one of those things, but you don't want everything on a plate. But you, as the job seeker, needs to figure out, are you the steak, the sushi, or the poke bowl? And you can be all three, but different customers want different things.
That's right. No, I like what you said, the zone of genius. I think that's fantastic. Really, because that gets to the point where I feel many people really focus on the technical aspects of what they have done or could do. What you just mentioned, but if you can't relate to people and you can't find that niche, right? Maybe the sushi. You're just stuck up. People won't, they may find you, but they may not invite you.
Yeah, and they're not going to, if you meet somebody, you need to be really clear about what their needs are.
Right.
Because if they have a vacancy, that is a problem to them.
Right.
Because what that means is things are not getting done.
Right.
In some way, shape, or form. So if things are not getting done, they're not making money, they're hemorrhaging money, whatever it is, they have a problem. Your job is to identify that problem and how you are the solution to that problem. It's like, they're not going to try and figure out from you how you can fit into their organization. That's your job, right? It's very simple, but people don't do the work, or they go out into the market and then they're like, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting any leads. No one's giving me an interview, or I'm getting loads of interviews and I'm not getting through that. I'm not getting through. I'm not getting offers. And it's like, what prep work have you done? How do you prepare for an interview? How are you going out to market? And
timing is also of essence here. You have to pop up at the right time, and I guess as you do in your market search, finding those who have the need and wanting somebody. Because, they could have had that need 4 months ago, or maybe they will have it in the future. But you're trying to connect people today.
Yeah, I mean, and that is your challenge. So the fact is, you can't just pop up once.
Right.
So as the job seeker, you have to pop up all the time.
Right.
Because people are inherently selfish. Right. They're concerned about themselves. They don't care about you. They are going to start looking for someone like you when they have got a problem, when it starts to be uncomfortable. So your job is to keep popping up, because it's just like a numbers game, right? It's a law of probability.
I guess what you're saying is pop up but never pop down.
Exactly. Yeah, you just keep popping up, daily, and and LinkedIn is a great place for this. And people are like, I can't be on LinkedIn every day. I can't be posting content. I'm like, you have to be, because you're just, if you do it once a week and you disappear, then no one's going to remember you.
You've disappeared. That's the question.
You've gone.
Well, I firmly believe in that, because that has been the lake I've been swimming in for years, and because of that. Because obviously, when we're talking of corporate or business and business relationships, you have to be not only pop up, but you have to see where others pop up. Companies pop up. So it's out there to see trends and tendencies. And today, to your point, everybody's starting to pop up. But there is a challenge of popping up correctly.
Yeah, and at the right time, and it is just that law of probability. It's a numbers game. The more you pop up, the more people remember you, the more you're getting your message out there. And even if it's that kind of, the law, or the what is it, the 7 degrees of separation? Right. If you keep popping up and your network sees you, and then one of their networks says, oh God, I really need somebody to sort out my sales and marketing team. Oh, there's this person who's in my network who I know is in the job market. Why don't I connect you to? That's how you get a job at a senior level. It's the power of weak ties. That is it. You've got to keep, if you disappear, those opportunities disappear.
Well, Jen, I want to thank you for popping up and staying up. Okay.
Thank you.
And being part. No, but it is a challenge. And those out listening, hearing us today and whenever, there are tidbits that need to be incorporated, right? Yeah. You've got to play the game. Got to play the game. So where can our listeners find you?
So I have a website, which is my name, which is janeferré.com, or LinkedIn. That's my social media platform of choice.
Very good. So thanks again for being part, okay?
Thank you, Tom. Pleasure speaking with you.
Okay, and for our listeners, it's Jane Ferré. It's Jane. The last name is Ferre. That's on LinkedIn and her site, janeferré.com. Café and Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information on their website, focusmi.com. Thanks for listening. Until the next time here at Café and Networking Podcast.